Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. We are so excited to have you again. The issue of insecurity and troubling ongoing in Imo State have triggered the attention of traditional rulers and also council of bishop and archbishop that they have decided to make this decision at least to see how they can forestall peace again in Imo State. Don't forget that right now they have been outcry from the youths, outcry from women. The other time I saw in a video where women were walking on the street and demanding that the issue of arresting their youth should come to a standstill. It's too much and all of that, And right now, these guys have woken up, traditional rulers, because I believe they are doing that because it has started affecting them, and affecting virtually everybody. At least what happened in 26 December 2021 was a pointer to the fact that everyone can be affected, even the church, And right now, they want to see how they can use this strategy to correct the ills in Imo State. You're going to be hearing all of this in a jiffy. But before we continue, if you're not subscribed to our channel, kindly hit on the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you get notification anytime we publish our video. The traditional ruler and representatives of religious leaders in the southeast have decried the hostility in Imo State and urged politicians to de-escalate the violence and tension to save the state. Speaking on the banner of the Southeast Council of Traditional Rulers and Representative of Igbo Archbishops and Bishops on Peace and Conflict Resolution, the monarch and religious leaders blame politicians for the state of affairs in Imo State. In a joint statement by His Majesty Igwe Naemeka Achebe Obi of Onitsha and His Grace Archbishop Chibuzo Ogboko, Methodist Archbishop of Umuahia, they proposed to immediately commence meeting with the governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma, past governors, former governorship candidates, and elders of the state to look at the problem and proffer solutions. They said that the dramatic and condemnable invasion of a place of worship by officers of the Nigerian police force on December 26, 2021, ostensibly to effect the arrest of a former governorship candidate in Imo State, has brought to the public consciousness the long-running troubling state of affairs in the state, which has led to the loss of many lives, hundreds of millions of naira of properties, a deterioration of the environment for business, and a debilitating poisoning of public culture and trusts. Even as we write this statement, a report is breaking of an exchange of gunfire between UGM and law enforcement officers, which may have left several people dead. Imo has become a war zone, and the Igbo nation is appalled that those responsible seems unable to gauge the consequences of their conduct. The tension, violence, and failing law and order situation has resulted in a significant number of deaths, including those of traditional rulers, a considerable number of missing persons, and the abduction of scores of youth, presumably by law enforcement and non-state actors. Many attribute these to the prevailing political differences in the state. These arrests and kidnapped young men are said to be held in concentration camp conditions. This state of affairs in Imo State, blamed largely on a few politicians of the state and their cohorts, constitute an assault on the dignity and well-being of Ndi Igbos and the Igbo nation. It is unacceptable and must be brought to a speedy resolution. To pursue one political interest to the detriment of the interest of the people that one seeks to save violates the essence of the Igbo way and good leadership. As such, we call on all the gladiators, requesting that they note that the echoes of Ndi Igbo is steeped in Ebelu. We know what fate is cast on the same that does not allow the order to page. We, as the cleric, traditional rulers, and elders of conscience of Alaibo, under the auspices of the joint body of the Southeast Council of Traditional Rulers and the representative of Igbo Archbishops and Bishops on Peace and Culture or Conflict Resolution, are compelled to intervene. First, we urge all the political leaders in the contestation and their followers to cease and desist from all actions that will escalate or compound the situation on the ground in the state. Next, we ask for an examination of conscience of the actors in Imo State, FCT, Abuja, or elsewhere. We trust that the Igbo spirit which guided our intervention in the runoff to the recent Anambra state governorship election and resulted in peaceful and salutary outcome will lead the key antagonists in Imo State politics to collaborate with us to help reconstruct the social order in Imo to greater civility. We propose to immediately commence meeting with the governors, the past governors, the former governorship candidates, and elders of the state to scoop the problem and proffer solution. Wow, and it's better late than never. That's what I would say. It's better late than never. But I feel that these bodies would have started this intervention early enough, because the signs were there that what was happening in Imo State especially was not coming from some unknown human being or maybe from spirits. Actually, it was the gladiators in the state, political gladiators in the states, that were behind all the happening. And right now, with what happened on the 26th of December 2021, everybody knows that these are the real causes of the lack of peace we are seeing in Imo State. And unfortunately, it seems as if nobody was ready to understand with the other person. I'm just wondering, why is it that in other states peace has abound, but yet some people just believe that they just have to fight and crumble the political destiny of the other person such that he wouldn't even be able to lift up his head. And at the end of the day, the people are the ones suffering. The followers of these political leaders are the people suffering. I mean, Imo State has turned out to be like a war-torn zone. I'm telling you, it's almost like Borno and Imo State are almost like they are the same. And guess what? The shocking aspect of it is that this one is not ready to give up. The other person is not ready to give up, even when they are beaten to a point of being a vanquish. But they are never ready to accept the fact that we need to sit back and reconsider a lot of things. Look at what is going on right now in Imo State. People are scared to go in there and invest. This is just the truth. People are scared. Nobody will even want to go around there. During this festive period, expectation was that millions of people will be coming from abroad to visit the southeast, but some have to refrain because they don't know who will finger point you, and then the next thing you wake up to seeing some unknown human being whose heart are in their back, and before you know, they begin to misbehave with your life. And I mean, it's not good, because already the future I am seeing. This one is political, or let me say analysis, but I'm trying to be very objective and at the same time look into the future. I'm already seeing an Imo State where the whole place will be so divided that this whole thing will translate to generational fight, a kind of. You understand? If things are not done the right way. If I'm granted the opportunity, or this one is personal, to suggest what to be done, there is new sets of people in 2023. It should be new sets of people who are not part of any of the teams that are fighting. They should be the one that should be leading the state. At least for once, let there be reconstruction and reconciliation again in Imo State. There should be a kind of reconciliation. Everybody needs to wake up and get ready to reconcile and move ahead. Now, I just want to look at a particular state in Nigeria that was very, very, people were expecting a lot to happen in it, precisely like Akwa Ibom State. At least I know a little about what was happening there, from what we saw on papers and all of that. A time came that I was expecting that there's going to be so much, battle between APC and PDP, just because the former governor had left PDP to start working with APC and all of that. I was expecting that all his projects will be put under the limelight, and then all those loopholes will be spotted out, and then they'll start running after him. But hey, the governor said, what is gone is gone. Let's leave it as bygones. They are all past, and focus on the future. Let's run our race like that. And today, Emmanuel Udom is a happy man. The minister of Niger Delta also. is also a happy man, as much as they have their political differences, but they can still see and shake hand. This one can go to this one's village, and this one go to this one's village, and the life moves on. All what people will say is that, oh, sorry, we made a wrong choice as at that time, even if you are going to get some things back to the state and all of that, but you do it with some level of decorum so that the people will not suffer. If the people who had elected him into office have forgotten and had forgiven him, then why are we so much, fighting and all of that? I think that the religious leaders needs to go extra mile, at least to bring back peace. At least the military should be told to leave, that there is peace in the state, and then we'll see how they can start process of reconciliation. And it's going to be stage by stage, but gradually, before you know, you get what you want. I like to leave it there. What's your position on the decision that the traditional rulers and the council of bishops and archbishops have decided? Let's interact.